Welcome to Ag Shorts. I'm Calen. He's Brandon. And today we'll talk about EPDs on bulls this year. As we talked about at the beginning of the year in January, there's some changes for the Hashknife ranch. This happens to be one of them. Instead of the organization or the business aspect, we're looking more into the livestock aspect. We are changing bulls up a little bit because we need to change EPDs. We've discussed EPDs before or expected progeny differences, but this year we're doing something a little different from what we've done before.
Well, primarily we've been in the herd building mode for a few years, getting as many younger cows, keeping replacement heifers, and then breeding those heifers so that we're having some calving ease, light birth weight calves, but then you want a super big weanling when it's time to sell. Which when you've got the genetics for low birth weight, you don't normally have that high weaning weight critter that's on the ground. So we've got mostly mature cows now, just a few of the first time heifers that are going to be bred this year. And so we've got some of the bulls that have got a little bit lower birth weight. So we did need to change some bulls. We sold some last fall. Older ones, one of them had developed some feet that weren't the best, and it was time to go ahead and go to town with them. So our new shopping on these bulls, because we have more mature cows that have had some calves, not going to have much of a problem with too big of a calf on a cow that's already had a calf and she knows what to do. So now's the time to, when we manage these two different herds, the first time calvers versus the older ones, we're going to grab some bulls that have a higher birth weight and give them that little extra boost to start with, and then also look for that higher weaning weight, and then of course the yearling weight and the EPDs that go along with that at a later time when they're well beyond where we're taking them. But we want those genetics to carry through for whoever's purchased those animals to be able to put a lot of weight on them and have them market ready, in 36 months or so, and then have the ability to have bigger stakes. Still looking at all those other ones, the maintenance on them, how much does it take to input on a feeder, all of those sorts of things that you're going to pass on. You're not going to see them except for a very small number compared to the rest of the herd that we have, because we're also going to do the same thing. We're going to hand feed some of these for some people who want our beef, and it's basically pasture to plate for them, and we'll be able to capitalize on those same EPDs. So in short, that's why we're going to change up a little bit. We're past the herd building. Now we're in the herd maintenance and growth stage to produce a little bit bigger calf.
And when dad has to pull extra calves, he has nobody but himself to blame.